I haven't been on here in a long time. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. So I had a couple questions coming from Instagram. I figured I'd hop on here real quick and do a quick live stream, just a off the cuff one. So I got this painting and I'm working on a live stream office here inside my house. And this painting is very beautiful and it will be framed and it will be in the background. And I look forward to doing more work with that artist. If you want to go on Instagram, you can see it in my description. And the person that I have is Art by Grace Ann. Very nice, beautiful work. And let's get into these questions here that I got from Instagram. Looking forward to answering some of them. Here we go. What's your view on slightly longer hair? I mainly have it short back and size like you. And my contention was try it. For me, the only reason why I used to have long hair all the way down to my shoulders, but it's so hot outside that I choose not to. Like right now in Texas, it's 105 degrees right now, so that's 40 degrees Celsius. And this week is supposed to be 106, 107, so that's 41 and a half, 42 degrees Celsius. So it's very hot outside, and that's the reason why I don't have long hair. But I would say if you live in a cooler climate or you just want to experiment, go for it. Why not? Definitely something you should check out. Any new fragrances or new favorites you're into and recommend? So new fragrance wise, yeah, I have. I've checked out the Cedrat Bosé by Mancera. I'm looking at the 3 different versions of it, the intense, I think it's the EDP and the regular, seeing which one I want and going for that one. And I've also looked at Montal. I can't remember, I think it's called Tonka. I can't remember the exact name, but it has a stallion on the bottle, and I'm looking at that, and also Mancera Red Tobacco for the winter time, and then obviously Rosazi Havas. I've had that several times, and it is a fantastic scent. And I would say if you had the opportunity to try it, go for it. And let's see here. I don't know about anything else off the top of my head, but those are the ones I'm looking at currently right now. And also Arabian Oud. If you're not familiar with Arabian Oud, it's a house from Saudi Arabia, and there is one called Arabian Night. I'm looking at that one. I think the other one's called Masala. It starts with M. It has a ink bottle like this, and it has a pen quill that drops down inside of it. That one I'm looking at as well. I think I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but or Rasala, I can't remember the name, but it's very beautiful, and supposedly it smells really nice. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. And I was looking for things that a lot of people don't use or don't try. That way it's very unique. And it was any new watch desires or same as before. So I do have new watch desires, all right? I am looking at the Tudor Steel and Gold 41 Black Bay. I've fallen in love with that watch, and that's going to be probably one of the acquisitions I'll be making here in the next several years. I'm looking forward to it and picking it up, and I really do like that watch quite a bit. The other one that I've fallen in love with, unfortunately, is the 1960 Seamasters Solid Gold 321 movements. And this is the screw down case back. I just think those watches are beautiful. And I really do enjoy looking at them and just admiring them. And I think that that would be a perfect fit for my collection. And then basically everything in my collection will either be two-tone or solid gold. So that would be kind of cool as well, in my opinion. And honestly, I think that for better or for worse, that I really think I want to improve what I have. I have a Speedmaster. The only reason why I bought the Speedmaster is because I had a Navi timer, and I didn't like it when it was automatic because it had a really heavy weight that would spin like this, and it was annoying. I could hear it, and then also you could feel it on your wrist. Now, if you have a mechanical one, if you not mechanical, if you have a manual wind, that doesn't exist. That rotor doesn't exist inside of the watch in order for it to do that. So that's the reason why I also like manual wind, because it doesn't have that, and I find that as a benefit, and it's a lot less weight on your hand. So that's always nice as well. So there's benefits to it, and that was another reason why I bought it. And then I was going to take it to NASA, like I mentioned before, and then take it up there, and because they used to have a big Omega Speedmaster at the NASA in Houston, and I wanted to take a picture with it in the background, but they got rid of that giant Speedmaster. It no longer exists there. So my goal of doing that is no longer existent because it doesn't exist. So that's really unfortunate. And I don't really have any other watches there. So unfortunately, that's it for that. Next thing, having issues with, so this is something from one of the guys. He mentioned that he's having issues with the job. He's thinking about resigning. And the only issue is he has a mortgage. He has a family he has to take care of, like usual. And he wants to know that if he wants to stick up for what's right. And he said basically, and I said pretty much that I think that, in my opinion, I would focus on what you can focus on, do the best that you can, focus on your things, and do well. If you have a boss that doesn't care for you, a boss that doesn't like you, well, that doesn't really matter, because what's going to happen is you focus on that. I've been in this situation before. I focused on my team. I focused on getting my team, and there's nothing more than someone who doesn't care for you than you doing well and you shining, because they get more stupid in their emotions of trying to attack you and trying to go after you. It just makes them look really bad, because you're doing everything right. You have everything good. Your focus is dialed in. Your team is so good. And a lot of times just hating, really, it is. And you can pick up on that. And the best thing to do is just do better than everyone else. And like I said, I've done this at my job, not the one I'm at now, but I have in the past, and it shows. And honestly, it gives you confidence again. It makes you think, I'm not crazy. And that's always a good thing. And it'll also give you a spine. And when there come to battles, there's a thing, you can have a spine. It's okay to push back, but at the same time, you can't die on every hill, right? There are certain battles that are worth having. There are certain battles that are worth fighting for. There are some that don't even dignify a response. But you're the one that has to realize that some things are just not worth it. But there are things that, yeah, I will die on a hill for that. And that's something that you're going to have to pick back and forth with. It'll be extremely important to you. And honestly, I would also say that if there's any kind of conference, any kind of networking event in that area, go to it, be active in it. It's where it's so much easier to find a job if you know somebody. And on top of that, if you're focusing and doing what you're supposed to be doing and blowing the doors off, your name's going to get out there and say, this is what I'm doing with my team. This is what I'm doing, et cetera, et cetera. This is what I'm doing with my work. And here it is. And I tell you what, it is very good when you have that, because you're focusing on your team and yourself, which is what you can control. You can't control what other people do, but you can control your outcomes. So that's something that I would say is very beneficial. And then obviously look to offload into another job. And he was saying that the market sucks right now. He was thinking about resigning. And I said, and I just don't think that's a good idea. I think you should get a job first. But what I have done personally is what I just mentioned. So definitely go for that. So talk about books, improving myself. And let's see here. So I have felt like I'm in a plateau right now, and I have gotten all the goals that I wanted, pretty much speaking. And it's kind of like, well, what do I do now? And it's like, for so many years I was chasing stars, and it feels like now I have the stars. So maybe I need to broaden my horizons and dump more into me. So what I'm going to do is start reading books. I think I wrote 53 books down. I went and bought 2 books on Wednesday, and then I'm going to start reading. And I may do a series on here about those books and what I think of them, and it'll be a part of a series on here. I was inspired. I was listening to Valuetainment, which is something I really do like, the PvP podcast, and he mentioned that reading books is very good. So, and he was talking about how if you're not familiar with the subject, go to that subject, pick the best books that you can find on that subject, and then 2 years later, see if you're the same person or not. And I'm really going to try that. And I think that'll help investing into me, and trying to make myself go to that next level to where I want to go with this channel, with my Instagram channel, and my professional life, and in my personal life. So that way I am equally yoked in different areas, which I think is very beneficial. And hello, whoever just joined. Happy to have you here. And yeah, so I have 2 books here that I'm going to be reading, and that I may be doing a series on. I have been going through a lot of the old videos that I've made and editing them and putting back into them and changing some of the descriptions inside of them. And I'm working slowly, but I'm getting there. I think I'm at 60 videos now. I'm going to keep going. In the future, I am working on a live stream office of mine, and eventually I will have a streaming office where I can do this quite a bit, and it's much easier for me to get on and do live streams and be active and make content for you guys. There's so much more content I want to make for you guys that I haven't been able to do because I don't have time. So I am looking forward to that, and you guys are a big part of that, a big reason why. I'm doing this so that way I can continue giving back. And yeah, thank you guys very much. I appreciate you hopping on here, and y'all have a wonderful day.